Good morning. Today we're out on the other side of the road, over to the west of us, and we're gonna work this little area right here. There's been some pretty nice gold found here in the past, and I don't expect to find a lot of targets. I'm using the GP 3500 today with a 11-inch double D coil. And we're gonna see if anything got missed here or if anything got moved around with all that rain we had. And we did have quite a bit. Everything's green, even the ocotillos, look at that. Yes sir, look at that green on that puppy. Just everything's real pretty out here right now. So we're gonna fire up this 3500 right here, and we're gonna see if we can't find a nugget, my friends. I'm excited. I got me a nice lunch. And all day to hunt if I want. Welcome to Nugget Shooter Journals. My name is Bill Southern, and we're hunting gold in Arizona, my friends. We got little no-see-ums buzzing all around, so I'm gonna have to use some bug stuff, I guess. Hate using that stuff, but it is what it is. Here we go. Well, I'm finally onto a deep target here. Man, I've been digging a lot of shallow stuff. I thought I better turn the camera on. Listen. It's all the way right down in here. It looks like old tailings down there. It's a nice mellow sound. If it was a big chunk of iron, it'd be a little raspier normally. This one's deep. This is a double D coil, so I'm hearing the target about right in here. I have to dig a bigger hole. Now, I dug a lot of trash here so far, so I haven't got my hopes up too high, but I'm always thinking it's a nugget. This one's down pretty darn deep, whatever it is. Sorry about the shadows. It's the way the sun is right now. I still think this is tailings. Okay, it's right there. Right there. Okay, it's out of the hole. Hopefully not stuck to my magnet, but I'm afraid it is. It's this old nut. Boy, that was down deep too. Oh boy. I was hopeful on that one, my friends. It really was. Off we go. Well, I stuck my coil back in the hole and got the washer. Whatever it fell off of had a washer too. All right, we're gonna fill this hole in and move on. So far, nothing but trash, but I'm out, I'm hunting. Just how it goes. Well, I've been at this now for several hours. Pretty well pooped. You hear me say the gold monster is fun all the time. Well, part of that reason is it's so lightweight and you don't have to dig these huge holes. I showed one of the holes I dug for a nut. And I got another nut and a washer and a whole bunch of square nails and some pieces of tin and a big old heartbreaking chunk of lead. I thought for sure it was going to be gold. But pulse induction goes much deeper. I didn't expect there to be a whole lot of targets left here, but there were, and they were all pretty darn deep. I think the deepest one I dug was this big nail. right here. An old square nail. It was down, oh, I don't know, probably 15, 16 inches. Look at that chunk of lead. I thought that was going to be something special. I really did. Yeah. And nuts here, and dry washer nails, various sizes, another square nail, and some pieces of tin, and somebody's tip off their knife. I bet that made them mad. But no gold. At least not yet. I'm going to hunt a little bit more. I'm going to have some lunch, but that's the reality of hunting with pulse inductions. You got to dig a lot deeper holes. And yeah, any one of them could have been a nugget, I guess, but they weren't. So I'm going to putter around a little bit more, maybe go try another spot. I got to have something to eat. I'm pretty hungry. And sure, I'm having fun. Beautiful day out here in the desert today. Absolutely gorgeous. Check it out. Gotta love Arizona. Nice patch of cholla over there. Boy, you don't want to get in that. It's awful green out here right now. Yeah. Mighty green. So anyway, I'm going to eat some lunch, like I said, and we'll hunt a little bit more here. Well, by golly, I covered a lot of ground today. Dug a lot of trash. The reality of being a nugget hunter. You know, it's funny, you get people out here who've never been out here before, and they drive around a little bit and they look at some of these washes. They go, well, we'll hunt this one. I don't think anybody's ever been in this wash. Well, in a couple, let's see, Wickenburg was founded in 1863 area. And before that, the Spaniards were here. And then several generations of placer miners, all coming into these areas that have already been worked once or twice and getting more gold. And every time we get a good storm or something, it changes, and you have a chance of getting some nice gold. But as far as walking up on an area that nobody's ever walked in before, that's difficult. I think every wash out here has probably been gone over once or twice. And that doesn't by any means there's no gold there. It just means you got to work harder for it now than we used to. Well, I first started nugget hunting back in the late 80s, early 90s. It was pretty common to get thumbnail-sized nuggets in a day. Some places you could go out to and find a nice handful in a short period of time. That's a long time ago and a lot of different detectors ago, and there's been a lot of people metal detecting now. And that's why I was mentioning earlier, I think the little VLFs, like the Gold Monster, Gold Bug 2, the White's 24K, Nocta, some of these other ones that are out there, are just fun to use. And they'll hear small gold that these big pulse induction machines like the one behind me just don't hear. Even with a tiny coil on them, they're not going to hear some of this stuff. And if I would have brought a Gold Monster today, I passed over a couple spots that I probably should have hunted, real shallow ground, and I might have got a couple little tiny pieces out of there. But it's gold, and you're not skunked. Tammy got a pretty nice little nugget yesterday after not hunting for a long time. Good for her. But the reality of this is there's a lot more to it than a lot of people make it look like. I mean, it's really cool to watch somebody dig nugget after nugget on YouTube or TV, or read a book about it, see nuggets on Facebook, wherever else social media is, and makes it look kind of easy. And I suppose once you walk into a really good spot, it is easy if you're just digging targets up the wash or up a side of a hill. And I found just as much gold or more on hillsides than I have washes. Everybody worked the washes in the old days. And a lot of that gold came up off the hillsides and got into the washes. And a lot of that gold was trapped on those hillsides, and it's still there. And there's a lot more walking involved, but you can find some pretty nice stuff up on hillsides that nobody else has walked over. Or if they did walk over it, they weren't holding a metal detector in their hands, so they didn't hear it. I'm pretty pooped right now. I bet that old boy who broke his knife in half was a little bit upset about that. But that's the purpose of my channel, my friends, is I'm trying to show you the reality of this. And if I showed you every dig I did today, you'd think I was kind of nuts. And I'm only going to show one or two of them. And I dug pretty darn deep for a couple targets today. And as you get deeper, you got to make the hole bigger so you can get the coil all the way in the hole so you can pinpoint. Oh boy, my arms feel like kind of like noodles. And no gold, not even a smidgen. That big chunk of lead I showed you flattened out. I don't know what that hit, but boy, it sure flattened out. Man, did that sound good. Because the gold gives you a little bit mellower sound. It's kind of like, it doesn't have them sharp edges that the iron targets have when you go over them. Even brass has sharp edges on it, copper, all of them. Gold and lead have that a softer tone. You can generally tell pretty close what you're digging. Boy, I thought that was going to be a nugget because I was in an area where some mighty good sized ones have come out of. But they don't grow back. They just don't grow back. And not in our lifetime anyway, they do, but boy, it takes millions of years. Some of these placer deposits are 30 million, 300 million years old. Geez, I don't know, old. So I think I'm going to go back to the house and hang out with Tammy and maybe watch some college football today and enjoy the beautiful weather we're having. But I'm not going to get any gold today. Like I said, I wish I'd have brought a little VLF with me. I was gonna throw the gold monster in. And I probably have a couple little pieces of gold right now if I'd have done it. So I found some good spots. So I was out walking around, did some pretty serious hiking. And I walked into a couple washes and blowing out some cracks, and it looked real good. But I didn't have a detector to hear the small enough stuff that if there'd been something in there, I'd have got it. This machine with that 11-inch coil isn't going to hear those tiny little nuggets the gold monster will hear. That's why I have more than one. But I didn't have more than one today, did I? So I'm going home without gold. But I'm sure I'm happy about the weather changing. It's beautiful out here. It's nice and green right now from all that rain we had. A lot of material moves. So I think it's probably going to be a good year. Once I start getting away from my backyard, which essentially I'm only 5 miles from home here, maybe 6. Once I start getting out into some of the further reaches and other places that I hunt, I get some nicer pieces and have a lot of fun. Do some camping. I'm kind of feel like I have cabin fever, even though I have been getting out. But I want to go camping, get out in the desert and watch the sunrise over the mountains, somewhere different. So, if you like these videos and you want to see some more Arizona and the Great Southwest and like finding gold nuggets, or trying to find gold nuggets as in today, like, subscribe, and ring that little bell icon at the bottom of the screen down there below the screen. That way every time I put a video up, you'll know it. And for right now, I'm going to fire this thing up and we're going to drive home. I already had a flat tire. I had to put a plug in and fix. You always carry tire fixing equipment out here. Saves on a lot of walking. So, for now, friends, Nugget Shooter out. We'll see you on the next adventure.